as we were discussing in part 2. Here again, we're going to find Abraham doing the same thing. Let's continue. Here's the Sarah. Look it up. Read it. We see Abraham doing the same exact thing. Leaving Ishmael and his mother Hagar out in the desert, alone with no one around, no food, no water, to die. You will notice when you read Al-Bukhari's Hadith, Volume 4, Book 55, number 584, you'll notice something is missing. What's missing? Well, the story goes that Hagar, along with Abraham, took the suckling Ishmael, he's still a baby, into that wilderness, into that desert, supposedly next to the Kaaba. And the story is narrated all the way through his adulthood. What's missing? There is no mention of an attempted sacrifice, or any sacrifice for that matter. It's missing. It's not there. What happened? It's missing because it never happened. So why in heaven, on earth, would God choose this son that on more than one occasion Abraham discarded? This son to be the test, an ultimate test for Abraham. Abraham already failed that easy test with Ishmael. So let me ask you honestly, because I love asking honest questions, simple, logical questions. Do you honestly think that if Hagar asked Abraham to throw out Isaac, that he would? How about to throw out Isaac's mother, pregnant? You think he would? Remember, honest answers. The answer, of course, is no. These two people are very, very, very special to him. God is not going to accept anything less treasured of you as an ultimate sacrifice. So even using basic logic, we could see that basic logic still leads us to Isaac and not Ishmael. Furthermore, most of the major changes in Abraham's and Sarah's life happened along with the announcement of Isaac's birth. Genesis 17 describes that fully. God changed Abraham's name from Abram to Abraham. He changed Sarah's name from Sarai to Sarah, meaning princess. Also on that day, God gave Abraham the whole land of Canaan to be a possession for his and his descendants for eternity. And also on that day goes all the disputed facts of the blessing and covenant to the unborn miracle son Isaac. Now it is interesting to note that on that very day something else happened. On that very day of Isaac's announcement, God made what is called the covenant of circumcision with Abraham and his future descendants, and all his descendants. Now many Muslims like to point out that Ishmael was circumcised first, but conveniently somehow they neglect to mention that nowhere in the Quran, I repeat, nowhere in the Quran is circumcision mentioned. I would have to ask the question, where did the Muslims get this all-important law/covenant/command that they follow? Dare I say, the so-called corrupted Bible? And if so, who told them this part of Genesis was not corrupted while the other parts about Isaac is corrupted? And as for Ishmael being first circumcised, God commanded that every male child among you, when he is 8 days old, shall be circumcised. It's also interesting to note that modern medicine agrees that that's the perfect age for a baby to be circumcised. And even on that, Isaac is right on point. And in some hadiths, it's Ishmael, and in others, it's Isaac. And in the Quran, that is supposed to clarify everything, it's totally unclear as to whom it was. The Quran and the hadiths could have been, they could have saved the Muslims so much trouble if it was as clear as the Bible was about Isaac. All it had to do was just state that it was Ishmael in the vision that Abraham had, that it was Ishmael with Abraham on that day. It's crowded with ambiguity. There is no clear, as a matter of fact, in the same surah, Right after the father tempted to sacrifice the son, all of a sudden all this blessing is bestowed upon Isaac. No mention of Ishmael in that whole surah. I find that very interesting. Maybe, this is my interpretation, maybe the son proved himself along with the father, and as the father was blessed, so was the son. Something to consider. But I'll leave that up to you. Read the surah. So in conclusion, it had to be the miracle child Isaac, as is stated over and over and over in the more than 3,000-year-old biblical records. It had to be the miracle son. God will accept nothing less treasured by you as an ultimate sacrifice to show your ultimate love and faith. There is no other than Isaac, with all the facts, the biblical record, basic, simple logic. Finally, we have the answer. It is Isaac. So God bless you. God bless Isaac. And God also bless Ishmael. Peace be with you.